Hey everyone, Gunther Vinson, Director of Marketing for TowMate again. How you doing? Third episode of TowMateTV. Got Bryan Anderson, owner of TowMate, with us today. How's it going?
Well, good morning.
Good morning.
It's early.
It's, well, not really, but a little bit, I guess, for some people, huh? Well, we got some original TowMate lights here, and we got the owner with us today that's going to tell us a little history about TowMate and how it came to be.
Well, many of you know me. I've been in the industry for many years, actually about 33 to 35 years. And some of you probably remember the original lights that we came out with way back in the 80s. And Gunther was kind enough to pull these out of the TowMate Museum. The relics from the past with the Quonset hut shaped lens, and that was our original style. And I remember my dad, when he saw them for the first time, and he says, what holds them on the car? And then he picked one up and he says, oh, gravity, because they weighed about 7 pounds each. And the magnets seemed to be quite underwhelming to hold such an item onto the back of a vehicle. In fact, years ago, I drove around with a set on the back of my, I had a BMW at the time, and I had a set on the back, and always testing to see if they moved at all at 90 miles an hour. And everything seemed to be pretty good. So,
what were these original magnets that you used? I see
those are little bar magnets sandwiched between some die-cut metal stampings.
Wow.
That were anodized so they wouldn't rust. And basically, like I say, that's the original appearing system that we sold thousands and thousands of around U.S. and Canada at the time.
Back then, it wasn't really standard to be able to go buy a round magnet. Back then, was it? They didn't really...
Well, a round magnet wasn't really... this particular design wasn't conducive to a round magnet.
Okay.
But what happened over time, we had people requesting that we come up with a heavy-duty one-piece light assembly for the trucks. And so we had housings fabricated out of aluminum at the time, and then put our electronics in, and they were pretty hardy. And then they said, well, what can you do to keep from scratching the back, scratching the vehicle? And so we put carpet on the back of the light. We were trying to find any solution possible that would be inexpensive but yet practical and effective. And sometimes when we look back in time, we say, well, that was a little embarrassing. This, that, the other, trying to find solutions that were, like I say, readily available, inexpensive. There was even a time that I'd go to Walmart. I said, Walmart has everything you need. And they had suction cups. And I said, here, we could use these suction cups to hold that towel assembly that will keep from scratching the car and that sort of thing. And boy, I thought we were onto something. The company has come a long way from 1985 till now. And, I would tell you, I just turned 65, and I can't believe where the time has gone. And so here again, how long have I been in this business? How long has the towing industry been around? Towing industry has been around a long time, and things evolve over time. And I look back and I say, wow, I had a rollback when they first came out. And now look at the equipment that's coming off the line. We can make these rollbacks radio controlled now. And look, you don't have drag lights. You don't have all those wires. You've got these tow lights that normally will come with a rollback. As standard equipment. How does TowMate fit into all this for the future? Let's just kind of talk a little bit about that. From humble beginnings to where we are and where we hope to be in the future.
Can you maybe talk us through the beginning? What spurred the idea of TowMate?
Basically, necessity, the mother of invention. And that's sometimes an overused term. But I would tell you that, for me, I was in the towing industry in the 80s. In 1980, I bought a company, and I started operating a tow truck, not going to crash sites where, you really have to be a pretty smart individual to do that. For me, I would just pick up from the towing lot and move it for the insurance company to where we would dispose of the cars for the insurance company. So that wasn't quite as challenging as most of you guys that are out there working the highways. However, that still required hooking up lights on the back of the car so that you're not going to cause another accident, and trying to comply with the 32 states at the time that required lighting on the back of the tow car. And so it was in January of 1985. I was in Junction City, Kansas, and loading the second vehicle on the Stinger. It was known as, at that time, on the rollback, the second car. And it was late at night, because that's when I would get out and drive after hours. And it was very cold. I put my drag lights on only to find that they had been pulled from the receptacle and didn't work. Apparently, one of those things, a driver didn't let me know that his equipment had failed. And so I did the repair, and I said, we put men on the moon. I can't believe that there wouldn't be radio-controlled lights out there somewhere. And so I called the North Texas Salvage Pool in Arlington the next day, just kind of inquiring as to whether they had ever heard of wireless tow lights. And the guy says to me, "Never heard of them, but it's a heck of an idea." It was at that point that I decided that maybe I said too much, and I'd already revealed my hand, and I decided if somebody's going to do it, it might as well be me. And so it was at that point that we began the process of developing and eventually manufacturing radio-controlled taillights. So we've come a long way, and as I tried to allude to in the beginning, that the smartest people are the people who work out there on a daily basis with the equipment. They're the ones that are responsible for a company that started with one product, and now we have a 48-page catalog of all the various things that we build in the name of safety. And the reason I say that is the best ideas come from people that are out there day to day. They say, "Can you do this? Can you do that?" And I remember Daytona Towing out of Florida mentioning to me back in early 2005, many years later, 2005, Daytona Towing says to me, "Can you create a light that's really small, compact, one piece, that will fit on a car?" And I said, "Well, I don't know. I think we can probably." And he said, "Well, go to a motorcycle shop and take a look at the motorcycles and see what they do for turn signals and all." And he says, "I'll buy a bunch of them." And I said, "Well, if I have to go to a motorcycle shop, it probably is not going to be cheap." And it wasn't. It was on a Saturday. I went down to the Honda dealer, and I came home with 2 helmets and a motorcycle, Honda Goldwing. and I think it's like the 35th anniversary edition or something, whatever. I still have that bike today, by the way, and here it is, 2020, and I only have less than 6,000 miles on that very bike. But anyway, I came up with this light that many of you will recognize as white housing. I built a prototype. I put a lens on it, put a battery in it, took it home to do a test for endurance. And I lit it up, and it was lit up and nice and red. Put it in the bedroom because I didn't know I wanted to be there when it went out. And the wife wakes up in the middle of the night. She thinks the house is on fire, and wakes me up, and she says, "What in the blank is that?" And I said, "Well, it's my new future tow light." And she says, "That's the ugliest thing I've ever seen in my life." She says, "It looks dorky. Nobody will ever buy it." Those are her words. Well, to this date, we've sold about $50 million worth of that light. And I must say, it has taken, a little bit more of a streamlined form. So it's evolving as time goes. But that basic light, I owe a debt of gratitude to Daytona Towing back in 2005 for having the vision to look forward to making your life easier and more efficient. And so what I'd like to tell you today is that we've grown a lot as a company. We have engineering. We have an engineering department. We've got good engineering people. We've got robotic equipment that builds the circuit boards. We've got people in production that do the final assembly and testing and that sort of thing, and then of course shipping. We have our salespeople and our administrative people in the offices. We at our pre-COVID. We had about 51 people full-time working away on your behalf. And as of today, which is now almost post-COVID, but we're not there yet, but we are in the midst of a great recovery and coming back very strong. And we want to thank every one of you for continuing to support our company, our products. I want to encourage you to see us at the towing shows where we can demonstrate for you the newest cutting-edge technology products that we have for you, so that you can go home at night at the end of your working day and be reunited with your family. And so, having said that, I don't want to reveal too much about what we have coming, but I do want you, as a takeaway from this snippet, I'd like you to know and have something to look forward to, and that is that I want you to know that we're working every day to access new technologies that are coming forth. I want you to go to shows with great anticipation. Look for our booths, look for our dealers, get our catalog, continue to visit our website, continue to watch these the TowMateTV as we will be presenting and training and showing, giving you a glimpse into the future. I would tell you that this is the best time in this world's history to be alive. This is the best time because it's the most exciting time with the advances of science, and we are right there in the midst of it all, bringing you the cutting-edge technology to the towing industry. Thank you.